Greetings, YouTube. Alina Leash back at you from right here at the Green Thumb Garden Channel here in Grow Zone 8B right here in Tifton, Georgia. And in today's video, YouTube, today's video is indeed not about the Green Thumb Garden Channel. Today's video, YouTube, is indeed about Oak Knob Farm, the New Jersey Indoor Gardener, and the Wildings Landing. That's right, YouTube. Today's video is actually an update video on those three channels and the three gifts that we've been preparing for those three channels for roughly the past month, maybe a month and a half here at the Green Thumb Gardening Channel, YouTube. Before we show you guys what those plants currently look like, YouTube, this is indeed what those three plants look like in our last video update. And this, YouTube, this is indeed what Oak Knob Farm, the New Jersey Indoor Gardener, and the Wildings Landings plants are currently looking like right here, right now, Grow Zone 8B, right here in Tifton, Georgia. Take a look at this, YouTube. All right, YouTube, first up, the Pinecone Shampoo Ginger rhizomes that we've been in the process of germinating for our friend Dave up at Oak Knob Farm up in New Hampshire. As you recall from the previous video clip, YouTube, the rhizomes that we had planted for Oak Knob Farm had just begun to sprout in that last video, YouTube. They had just begun to sprout. And this, YouTube, this is indeed what those Pinecone Shampoo Ginger rhizomes are currently looking like right here, right now, Grow Zone 8B, right here in Tifton, Georgia. Take a look at this, YouTube. Bam! Can you see that, Dave? Can you see that, my brother? One of your Pinecone Shampoo Ginger rhizomes has indeed sprouted way out. It's really looking quite impressive here. The other rhizome is just beginning to sprout its cane, but nevertheless, Dave, we will indeed be getting both of your Pinecone Shampoo Ginger rhizomes in the mail here within the next 2 to 3 days. We will try to overnight or second day air this to you so that you get it swiftly and can get it planted out as swiftly as possible in your garden. We do recommend, if possible, planting both your sprouted rhizome and your just beginning to sprout rhizome in a full sun location up there in your area. You know that your temperatures are a lot cooler than what our temperatures are down here in the Grow Zone 8B. So we do indeed recommend planting your Pinecone Shampoo Ginger in a full sun area. Again, you can see your rhizomes just barely peeking above the soil. We recommend that you plant your rhizomes at the same depth in the soil at your in your garden as we currently have them planted here in this spot. But again, Dave, your one sprouted rhizome, my brother, is every bit, Dave, every bit of 10 inches tall. As you can see, Dave, once these rhizomes actually sprout, and some of them, like this one, can be a little stubborn about sprouting, but once they do sprout, Dave, they grow at a geometric rate. Yeah, Dave, your Pinecone Shampoo Ginger is indeed, my brother, is indeed looking fantastic. And as I said before, Dave, we will be getting this in the mail to you within the next 2 to 3 days. Next up, YouTube, next up is indeed the New Jersey Indoor Gardener. You saw what she was looking like in the previous clip to this video. And this, YouTube, this YouTube is indeed what the New Jersey Indoor Gardener's Celeste fig tree cutting that we took from our Celeste fig tree over there, Mrs. Lori, is currently looking like right here, right now at the Green Thumb Gardening Channel. Bam! Can you see that, New Jersey Indoor Gardener? Your fig tree has taken off and grown by leaps and bounds here at the Green Thumb Gardening Channel. You have quite the canopy at the top of your fig tree here. Again, you have the most desired shape and form of fig tree, the straight single trunk fig tree with a nice canopy at the top. And not only has your fig tree, New Jersey Indoor Gardener, put on a bunch of foliage. I'm going to lift your fig tree out of this pot right now, along with all of its soil, and show you that the roots of your fig tree have completely bound the soil in this pot. Your fig tree is ready to be planted out as soon as you get it in a larger pot. Plant it out or in your garden if you choose to. But again, New Jersey indoor gardener, take a look at this. Can you see that? Completely root brown. All of those brown squiggly things you see right there in the soil are indeed the feeder roots from your Celeste fig tree. You can see some towards the top, some of the newer roots that have sprouted, and they're still white. Here's some along the bottom also, they're still white. But for the most part, your fig tree has completely permeated the soil in this pot and it's ready to ship. We will, New Jersey indoor gardener, we will be getting this in the mail to you within the next 2 to 3 days. We recommend that you plant this Celeste fig tree at about the same depth as we have it planted here in this pot. And we hope that this Celeste fig tree provides you with a ton of fruit next year. We are almost positive, New Jersey indoor gardener, that your Celeste fig tree will indeed fruit for you next year. Our Celeste fig tree over there, Mrs. Lori, from which we took your cutting from, is only about 9 months old at this point, and it is completely loaded with figs over there. We'll take you guys over there at the end of this video and show you what it's looking like also. Next up indeed, Mrs. Lori, my dear friend. This is what your Celeste fig tree is currently looking like right here, right now. Grow Zone 8B, right here in Tifton, Georgia. Take a look at this, my dear friend. Bam! Oh my God, can you see that, Lori? Can you see the canopy atop your Celeste fig tree? It too indeed has grown by leaps and bounds. This is where we started at, about right here. Everything you see up here is all new growth. And you too, Mrs. Lori, have the classic single-stemmed fig tree. You have a fairly straight trunk here. All types of new buds, new growth nodes in between these leaves here. We will indeed, Lori, we will indeed be getting this Celeste fig tree in the mail to you within the next 2 to 3 days. Again, we recommend that you plant your Celeste fig tree also at about the same depth as it's planted in this pot. We're gonna do that same thing, Lori. Remove your fig tree from this pot and give you a peek at what the root system currently looks like on your Celeste fig tree here as well. Take a look at this, Lori. Completely root bound, Lori. Completely root bound, YouTube. And take a look at the roots around the structure of the soil. Can you guys see that? Can you guys see the root system on Mrs. Lori? Isn't that fantastic? Less than a month's time here in this pot, and those roots have completely bound this soil. You can see all those white newer roots, all of those darker brown things you see there are indeed feeder roots as well, YouTube. And Mrs. Lori, I cannot possibly be more pleased, my dear friend, by what the root system on your Celeste fig tree is currently looking like right here, right now, Grow Zone 8B, right here in Tifton, Georgia. Yeah, YouTube. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Ready to ship is Oak Knob Farms Pinecone Shampoo Ginger. Ready to ship is the New Jersey Indoor Gardener's Celeste Fig Tree Cutting. And ready to ship is the Wildings Landing Celeste Fig Tree Cutting. Thanks for watching, YouTube. And if indeed you currently are watching our ready to ship video and you're not already subscribed to the Green Thumbs Gardening channel, please indeed take this moment to press that subscribe button beneath this video, that like button. that notification button. And be sure, YouTube, be sure to share this video with your friends and family as well. Yeah, ready to ship. Thanks for watching, YouTube.
I might not say it often, and if I don't come around, know that I love you, mother, and I won't ever let you down. It wasn't easy, but you taught me how to be a man. You told me take my promises and place them in the Lord's hands. Sometimes I reminisce, amazed at how you made a way to clothe and feed me and my siblings each and every day. In every school event, you make sure that you got involved. Don't know how you did it all and worked a full-time job. You taught me how to pray and read me my first Bible verse. And every Sunday you got us dressed and took us all to church. You always made the time for us and you were always there. I still remember how you washed and pressed my sister's hair. When we got sick, I can recall you at our bedside. Late night just making sure that we were alright. And when I needed your advice, you always kept it real. So I wrote this song for you to let you know just how I feel. Brought me in this world and raised me with your own hands. Saying nothing on this earth could change the lowest plans. I still remember, I see clear like it was yesterday. Brought up in Atticus, Georgia, where we used to stay. Since it was right across the street, there was no missing school. And plus we knew that we would get it if we broke the rules. There was no skipping class cause we didn't have nowhere to go. Back then a neighbor could spank your butt and let your parents know. I wrote this song to thank you for your every sacrifice. And for blessing us all with your compassion and a good life. I still include you in the prayers I send them to the sky. They're at my bedside every night before I close my eyes. No other mother can compare to you, there ain't no way. I know God's blessing you down in the city where you stay. I want to thank you for your love and for my siblings too. Cause in this life I know your children mean the world to you.